Hello, my name is Angad Kahlon and I'm in Comp 380 for the semester fall 2023 at UFV. This is my lab 5, which is about planning. The first part of this lab was the preliminary questions. So we have question A. A strip representation of an action consists of what two things? So there's a precondition which gives information on when the action can take place, and there's an effect which is assigning values to the variables to make the action true. So those are the two things that make up an action. Question B. What is the strip's assumption? The strip assumption is that all variables not mentioned in the action stay unchanged. So anything that's not affected by the action is going to stay how it was before the action. Question C. Give two example types of constraints used in CSP planning. So there's seven main different types of constraints listed there, but the two I chose, you could choose any two, but I chose state constraints and action constraints. State constraints are constraints that are between variables at the same time. So like when at the same time, if there's a constraint between two variables, that would be a state constraint. Action constraints are constraints that tell which actions cannot run together or co-occur. They're also known as mutual exclusion or mutex constraints. Question D. What is an horizon in a planning problem? The horizon or planning horizon in a planning problem is how far ahead in time or in the future can an agent see what steps it needs to accomplish or fulfill, or what goal it needs to achieve. So basically, how many steps ahead can it see, the agent? So part two of this lab was we were supposed to do look at a simple commuting example from the AI Space website. Oh, actually, the source for all of these questions, I used the Module 5 Planning with Certainty slides from from the course Com 380. I can show. So this is the structure we were provided with. We have preconditions, location, have bike, have car, actions, go by bike, go by car, and location, have bike, have car. So basically, in this example, we're traveling from our home to the university, and we can go by bike or by car. And so once I like after you look here in the set start state, you can find out what's the starting point and what's the goal. So the starting point and the location variable is set to home, and the goal in the location variable is UBC. So we're going from home to UBC. The preconditions for go by bike is that if we can find that out right here. The precondition is that we need to have bike be equal to true. This is I added in something later. I'll talk about it in a second. So this is has to be true, and for if we're doing by go by car, for example, we would need have car to be true. So what are the post conditions of go by bike? The post conditions of go by bike are that location needs to be set to UBC. So so there's no location precondition for go by bike or go by car, but we're supposed to add an arc as part of this lab. So I've added the arc for location that both of them condition is that we have to start from home to take that action. So here I set the precondition to equal. I have added the arcs home for go by bike and go by car. And if we run this problem now, so if I hit solve and we set the horizon to 1 so we can see 1 ahead and solve with arc consistency. And if we just do auto solve, and while that's running, I can talk about the rest part. Question H, which is which values are removed. So after we run that, we can see that what's removed is that we have false is removed from have bike in the preconditions, UBC is removed from location in the preconditions, false is removed from have car in the preconditions, and the precondition and the post condition part, we have false is removed from have bike, we have false is removed from have car, and home is moved from location. And then we can see when we run our consistency, like here, we can see that it's like I'm not gonna go because it's gonna take some time, but if we run this again, we'll see that it doesn't always necessarily um choose one action. It chooses one action, but doesn't do both at the same time. If we run autosolve multiple times. So part three is complex computing example. We were given this new example, and we were given that these need to be set to these values. So first we were supposed to try with the horizon 1, and then we were supposed to try it with the horizon 2. So I've already pre-run those. So this is the one with horizon 1. So in horizon 1 is saying cannot split variable have bus ticket in the preconditions. And then if you look at the horizon set to 2, we can see that it ran through and we found that solution in the end. And yeah, I think that's my lab. Thank you so much for watching.